Welcome to The Guys Review, where we review media, products, and experiences. What's up, Trey?
What's up?
Not a whole lot. How about you?
Yeah, just living my new life here.
Yeah?
Post car accident.
Yeah? Still a little cloudy, eh?
A little bit.
I'm sorry to hear that. We'll definitely get into that. My name is Stephen. I'm one of your two co-hosts tonight. With me tonight is Trey. Tucker is working, and I don't know where the hell Chris is. He never responded to our text. So, man, this is going to be not a whole lot this episode because we never really picked a movie this week, and it is our 100th episode. So, congratulations to us!
Congrats!
Yay! I was going to do. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know why that feels appropriate, but yeah. So we've been doing this for what, about 2 years now?
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah. So. We were just reviewing right before we started recording our downloads, which pretty good. Our first year we had like 10,000. This year we're over 30,000, so we've doubled our downloads. The Eagles Hotel California is our most downloaded episode, followed by the Sandlot, Weezer Blue Album, Once Upon a Time in America, Grosse Point Blank, Bloodsport, Letterkenny Live, Backdraft, Boondock Saints, and Mean Girls rounds out our top 10. The other thing I find kind of interesting is we have more downloads coming from Pandora than anything else.
Huh.
Like, I don't even listen to podcasts on Pandora.
No, I don't typically either, but I know you can. And I guess we've got synced up with somebody else on Pandora in that algorithm.
Yeah. Pandora is 53% of our downloads. Apple Podcasts accounts for 18, almost 19%. Spotify is only 5%. Google Chrome is 4%. And it goes on down. Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, that sort of thing. So pretty interesting. I wonder who and how listens. But of still downloads all over the world. England, Germany, India, got a couple in Australia, and even got one right now in Japan. So Barcelona. Looks like that's not Brazil. Oh, I think that's Argentina. That
would make sense with the Nazi type and whatnot.
Yeah, that's disconcerting. And top countries, the U.S. has 90% of our downloads, followed by Canada, Great Britain, Northern Ireland, Germany, Australia, Spain, Sweden. Thanks, Marcus. Japan, France, and Italy rounds out our top 10 of the countries that download us the most.
That's interesting because if Marcus is holding it in at like number 8, those countries below that, like they didn't download all the episodes.
Yeah, the one guy there downloading episodes just hadn't gotten all of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I guess since I never text about a movie. We don't have a movie to review, but Trey, why don't you kind of fill people in? What happened with you? How was your week?
No, it was all right. On Tuesday, I got in a car accident. Like, there was an old lady pulling out of Captain D's and decided to jump into my lane, so I T-boned her. So totaled out my car, got a concussion.
Nice.
Yep, had to go to the emergency room. They put that neck brace on me.
Would you be
No, you can share it. It's fine.
Okay.
But so that happened. And then like a few days later, like the headaches weren't going away from the concussion, so I went to the urgent care, and the doctor is foreign, some sort of Scandinavian, and he's like, "Hey, has your face always been like that?" I'm like, "Yep, I was born with it." And he's like, "Well, it's sort of uneven." It's like, okay, so now apparently my face is asymmetrical.
That's a weird thing for a doctor to just kind of bring up and like.
Well, he was asking if it was related to the car accident. So,
okay.
Yeah. So based on having like the headache still and having my asymmetrical face, I needed to go back to the ER. And that was his recommendation.
To make sure you weren't having like a stroke or something?
Weren't having like a brain bleed or something. Jesus. So apparently I'm so ugly that like my face just gives off this impression that I have a brain bleed.
Does your wife
literally?
Does Whitney corroborate that?
Yeah, I called her like while the doctor was in the room, and he stopped and listened, and he's like, "Hey, has my face always been asymmetrical?" She's like, "I don't know."
She tries not to look at you as much as possible.
Apparently, like having a symmetrical face is a sign of beauty. Well, I am the antithesis of that. So
That yeah, I believe that. I would that checks out. So Whitney, is it primarily doggy style so you don't have to stare at him?
Absolutely.
That's a good call.
thanks. So glad I have a great wife and friend.
No, missionary all the way, baby.
That's right. You got to look at this face.
Yeah. You want the deposit, you got to stare in these eyes. I want to see the love.
That's right.
God, that is terrifying.
Well, the tears help turn me on.
They always have. That's really strange. What is it? What was that? Oh my God, the Bloodhound Gang. A lap dance is always better when the stripper's crying.
I'm not familiar with that, but I like it.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
resonates.
yeah. Well, let's do this. How about let me ask you this. I know you've got a. I know that you have, or we do our top five episodes. You know, our favorite episodes.
Hmm.
But if you're trying to explain this podcast to someone, if you're, hey, I do this podcast, people go, oh, what do you do? What do you explain? Like, what do you? Is there an episode that you say, listen to this, or an experience that we've done
Oh,
that you
I
like kind
usually,
of go to?
well, if I like the people, I don't really tell them about it.
That's fair. Don't want them to
But
know.
yeah, any random stranger though, I don't really have a go to that really nails it. But I like our early stuff,
Yeah,
like when it was just us in the room, probably trying to figure out what we were going to do. So maybe like one of the first couple movies.
yeah. I like and mostly because I still have the video. I show people the waxing. I think that's a funny one between the waxing and then I've also got the video of us doing the one chip challenge and I just the first 10 seconds is me trying to encourage you to eat the chip.
Yeah, you're lucky ate as much of the chip as I did because I
God,
knew that was a bad idea.
yeah, it was a bad idea, but it's a fun experience, and now when I see it, I know not to do it.
Oh, you need to see that video to know not to eat something
Well, you
that has like that sort of packaging and warnings on it.
the other thing I still want to do someday when we get together again is that fermented fish.
No,
I want to just listen to you fucking gag.
dude, I'll stand in the room with it, and that's about all you'll get out of me.
I'm okay with it. Well, we wouldn't do it inside. We'd have to do it outside because it would smell up Tucker's house.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, I don't really care, but the thing is, I don't care about that. I just don't want to listen to him bitch about it later.
That's fair, but we had to like sit through there, sit in that room where that cooler went out.
Oh my
That
God.
when that freezer went down,
That was
that
terrible.
rancid fucking meat.
I
Ugh,
can't, I was just so glad that it wasn't us, like that we forgot to plug it back in, you know?
that's fair, especially since he threw it away. Could you imagine like we just forgot to plug it back in and that's what it was?
I know that we didn't, but I'm also glad that we didn't.
Yeah, I'm also glad we didn't either because that'd be a lot of. I feel sort of bad about it, but he
I
never
mean,
replaced it.
I know. Well, if it had been our fault, I would have felt bad about it, but luckily it's not, so I don't.
That's fair.
Oh man. Well, Trey, what do you got coming up for Christmas? Y'all got plans yet? Y'all gonna be in town?
Yeah, we'll be around, especially now that the in-laws are in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed like the one travel obligation I had this weekend because we were going to. Yes, I'm here, buddy. We were going to Birmingham to go visit Whitney's cousin, and so we started down the road. We made it all the way to Dadeville, where she pulls over, and like I just start throwing up.
Really?
Oh yeah, for the
Like
second time that morning.
like motion sickness?
Like just whatever.
Nausea from the concussion.
Yeah, just
Ah. Well, that sounds like fun.
no, it wasn't.
No, it does not sound like fun at all.
Yeah, it still might have been better than like the trip to her visit her family though.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm trying to think. Well, I did tell you before we started recording. Yesterday we had a Christmas parade that Abby was in, and the neighbor across the street. He and I went out last night, and I can't remember the last time I went out that late, and we shut down it was a brewery, but I mean it had a bar in the brewery, and we stayed out till like 2 a.m. last night. Sadly enough, I wish it were a cooler story. We met this random woman there who she was like she just graduated from UNC Chapel Hill, and we played Uno all night, like just in a bar playing Uno with a random stranger until like 2 in the morning. It was actually fun, but it was just weird. It's a weird, like, if my 20-year-old self could see me doing that, he'd slap me.
Well, whatever you have to do for a good time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I did. I honestly, I did have fun. It was a nice to get out of the house and to do something different up here besides just hang out at the house.
No, I get it. Of course, I'm at that age now where I just enjoy hanging out at the house.
I mean, I do too, but it's nice. It's nice to kind of shake it up every once in a while.
I understand it's nice to mix it up, but I'm also a big proponent of staying at the house.
Yeah. Well, as much as hard as y'all have worked on getting that house, I wouldn't blame you.
Uh,
Well,
you
this is
know,
also like at least for us, it was the first time hanging out with someone new up here. So I was also eager to do that and kind of, you know,
that's fair.
make
Build your
new
circle.
yeah, make some new friends.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But, anxious for y'all to come up at some point. I know it's hard to travel with Huck, but y'all are obviously always welcome. I know Chris and Taylor are coming up at the end after Christmas before New Year's. They're coming up.
Oh, that'll be good.
So Abby's excited to see Liv, and I'm just to be. I was talking with her about it the other night. I was like, Liv doesn't have it. She has her little cousins that we talked about, um, but she doesn't have any like male friends that are her age. She's all like Abby always had girl friends, never had, and so now she's got this little boy across the street who's a great kid. I do like him a lot, and I'm wondering how Liv's gonna be, how she'll react to him.
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting because there's going to be some sort of competition for like Abby's attention,
Yeah,
like because it won't be like the same as when it's just him and her or her
right.
and her.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens, but I'm glad they're coming up. They really want to see some snow, so I'm hoping it snows for them before they get up here by the end of the month.
that's pretty selfish. And then we're going to get snowed in up there because they don't have a car with snow tires.
I know.
Speaking of which, have you started prepping for that?
I mean, I've got my truck. We bought Ashley a new car. I don't know if I told you that, but she's got all-wheel drive, so we got a bag of de-icer out there. I probably should get a snow shovel, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's about all I've done.
Well, just know you got to start prepping for that now.
I don't even know what I need. I don't know what I need to do to prep for that.
I mean, like it's not like you're up north, so I don't know if you need like chains for your tires or whatever.
I don't think it's that bad.
Well, I mean, I would assume North Carolina is not a flat place. I assume it's more mountain.
Mm-hmm. Especially where I am.
So that's the thing. Like you hit like a patch where you don't have any traction, you just go sliding.
Yeah,
That's gonna be bad.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and the funny thing is, like I read before we came up here, I got on a website for my little neighborhood. It says that the roads are maintained and cleared by the North Carolina, Department of Transportation. I was like, cool, they will do the roads. We moved up here and like day one we met the neighbors and we were kind of chatting and everything, and they said something about, oh, the snow up here, blah blah blah. I was like, well, yeah, but I read that NCDOT takes care of all that, and they're like, and they kind of laughed to go, yeah, like 5 days later. I was like, oh shit, because they were talking about last year they got a pretty good snow and they got snowed in for about a week
I'm assuming
before.
that could happen very easily. So
Yeah,
I would think like you'd need to set up like your home office so you can be slightly productive.
yeah, and I've got my home office is going to be you know the dungeon down here.
I mean, that's fine, but I mean, just make sure you're able to actually work and take care of your needs.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if I can cancel it. I was gonna. Oh, that's that virtual background. Yeah. So we've all seen that before, but
Well, it looks better than it did the last time, right? Because I think it was like right after you moved when you had that old one up.
well, I mean, it's still. I mean, we got some more storage put in, and we still got the fridge and everything. But I've only got one little lamp now. It's still dark as shit, but
Fuck it.
whatever. I like this. Nice background. But yeah, and like yeah, I can bring my computer home from work, so I can, but the issue is going to be if Abby's home as well, like if she can't go to school, what's that going to look like? So I don't know. We'll have to just kind of play it by ear.
Yep.
But they're saying, from what I understand, they're like, we usually get some dustings and things like that, and then they usually get like one or two events that are, anywhere from 8 to 20 inches of snow. So don't know when that will be though, but eventually we'll get there, I guess.
I mean, well, if it's like Alabama, it's really gonna be more of like a January, February kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, looking at some historic data that I've been over before, basically the chances of snow start in like late November, December, and then it just goes up and through December, January, February, and then it starts, riding back down. So,
Yep.
whole wintertime, we'll see. We've had some cold snaps. It's not that bad. Like it's 44 right now. Getting down to 30, 34, high of 52. So it's kind of nice,
That's a
jacket.
little too chilly for it being truly enjoyable.
Yeah, put on a
I mean,
jacket and a
you
sweatshirt.
start hitting 30, 34 and you get a little breeze coming through those fucking
Yeah,
mountains.
yeah,
Man,
yeah,
fuck that.
yeah. I mean, that's fair. I don't want to be outside in it, but but like I said, so I've got you layer up. I got a t-shirt, sweatshirt, and then I've got a big North Face jacket that I put on that's nice and thick, and yeah, walk
Yeah,
across the street to the neighbor's house.
you're not living in fucking Colorado. You don't need to fucking layer up. You could be in Alabama wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
It's so hot though. I don't want to be in Alabama wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I like it. I like the weather.
I mean, I got you. I just think you're going to see a bit more of the extreme of it.
I'm sure I will eventually. They're talking about negative degrees.
Mm-mm.
The coldest I've ever been in. We were in Kentucky and we had an ice storm come through, and it hit 0 degrees. And I walked outside just to see what it felt like, and okay, I've been in 0 degrees, and it was pretty fucking cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see how that goes here, but anyways, well, all right, man. I guess we'll wrap this up and let everyone get back to work. Man, you got anything you want to add or anything you want to say to anyone?
Mm, Tucker's bald. Chris is old.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, fuck everybody, pretty much.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I guess it'll be Chris's turn next week for 101 since I screwed this one up. But I guess we'll try to keep the Christmas theme going, whatever he picks. I don't know what it'll be, but I don't know. Cool. All right. Well, Trey, thanks for popping in, bud. I appreciate it. And let's see. Let me do this real fast. Where is it? If you need to find us on the web, you can do so at theguysreview.simplecast.com. Email us anything and I will read it poorly at theguysreviewpod@gmail.com. Instagram at theguysreviewpod. Twitter at @the_guysreview. And we still have the Twitter DM group, that basically it's sorry. It's what Marcus and your buddy are just going back and forth.
Oh, old Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff. Jesus, I just blanked on his name when I was trying to. Those two just going back and forth all the time.
Oh, like we've gotten a couple like those randos that popped in. Did they disappear or they still
What
members?
I think there's still one or two that are random, but they don't ever say anything. We had that one guy that was in for about a week and then he dropped out.
Yeah, I think they're terrorists.
Well, they're going to be sorely disappointed when they pop into that chat.
That's fair.
Facebook.com/theguysreviewpod. Please Subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you get your podcast from. Trey, go take care of that baby, and we'll be down there around Christmas time, so we'll try to catch up. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, man. This has been
All right.
another episode of The Guys Review. See you next week.
See you, bud.
See you, bud.